As of the moment I'm recording this, the 3rd anniversary stream only ended a few hours ago, and we got a lot of interesting teasers of what's to come. So, let's talk about it. Now, there is a lot going on. I don't understand Chinese, so other than the PVs that were in English, because, yep, that was a thing, this is mostly just a vibe check and speculation of what some of the teasers meant. I'm sure Lowlight clarified them afterwards, but you know, there weren't any live translations, so I'm just going by what I saw. To make things simple, we'll be going in order of announcements, so first of all, the actual 3rd anniversary event, we have a new Abyssal Hunter-oriented one, which I absolutely cannot wait for. The Aegir are my favorite species, and it's my favorite place, and the lore surrounding it is just chef's kiss. This event was actually accidentally leaked when Chapter 10 came out, so no one's really surprised about what we got, but the lack of a surprise factor does not undermine the hype. Spectre Alter is now a thing, and she's just gorgeous, honestly. Lore-wise, without a doubt, she was on top of my list for characters I'd imagine deserve an alternate version within game. She's a Doll Keeper, which is the same class as Benna, and I was about to say that's intriguing, but actually after putting 2 seconds of thought into it, it really does make sense considering how their archetype works. She's the limited 6-star for this event, obviously, and the other 6-star on this banner was someone who was also accidentally leaked, Irene. Her design is quite a bit different from when we saw her in-game, but I'm honestly living for it. I've mentioned it before, and I'll mention it a million times more, but when Arknights does a melding of a futuristic aesthetic and a more old-timey one that you can really see in, like, the blouse she's wearing, I love it so much. It's so good. It gives such a unique vibe to it. And needless to say, when it comes to Arknights, her E2 art is just gorgeous. The aesthetic is on point, and Irene will be our newest dual strike guard, which are now known as Swordmasters. Her, Spectre Alter, and the other 2 all had little skill previews, but I don't really know what they say since no one has translated them as of the time of recording this. Like we did with Undertides, we're getting a Welfare 6-star, and I guess they're setting this up as an anniversary tradition. Not complaining in the slightest. And just as we were rejoicing about Chestnut being our first male medic since the base game 3-star Ansel, this guy comes around as a free 6-star therapist medic, previously known as Long Range, like the same archetype as Ceylon and Whisperain. And this event gets me. It's catered to me personally. It understands the type of aesthetic I love in this game. While the jacket is super Arknights futuristic, his pants and gadgets just have such an old-timey feel to them, and it's great. This is furthered by the cravat-esque thing he's wearing, which is on a whole nother level of funky design elements, since it also has the colors and textures of fish fins, and since this guy is obviously Aegir, that ties into his species. His collar also flares out in this fish type way, and it's so good. I love these designs. The banner's 5-star is this guy. He looks kind of out of place with the others, but that's okay, since he takes 2nd place for 2 things, being our 2nd male supporter and our 2nd artificer. I love Roberto's gameplay style and meme potential, so I can't wait to see what a higher rarity version of that brings to the table, and now we have him. My current mood is wanting to call him a dog boy, but I'm not gonna do that out of fear, because the community spent like a year and a half or longer calling Golden Glow a dog, and it turned out she was a cat. I've never felt so betrayed. As all new events go, there will be new skins, and God, I love the skins in this game. It's ridiculous. Still not on the level of Halloween skins, but you know, they're pretty good. I don't like how the tagline for the skin line's theme is suffering and struggle, but anyways, I know there are Frostleaf fans out there, so rejoice. After 3 years, she's finally gotten a skin. This is actually the free skin, which means it has no effects, but still, it's free, can't complain about that. The splash art is really nice, it's a cool design, and I adore the irony of someone named Frostleaf getting a winter/cold area themed skin. 2 operators from the upcoming Kierag event are getting skins, the first one being Aurora, and this is a vibe. It's very obvious where the appeal of her base design is supposed to come from, but I honestly much prefer this one. Even just the change of having her wear a black jacket is super helpful in allowing us to see her long white hair, since the contrast values were a little messy in the original with her really pale skin, white jacket, and white hair. It's also just a nice outfit. It looks like it could be genuinely practical, and it still brings over some of the same details from her original design, like the chunky boots and the fact that one of her pant legs is baggy at the bottom, which makes us realize that this isn't just a random design choice and instead has some sort of reason behind it, even if that reason is literally just she thinks it's cool. Plus the art is super cute. I'm such a sucker for like the pose of a character holding onto their goggles on top of their head. Gnosis is the other one from this event getting a skin, and oh my god, what a difference the slicked back hair makes. He no longer looks like a nerd. Don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but this is such a good look. Once again, falling into the aesthetic I've mentioned twice already this video. It seems like both him and Aurora got advice from the same fashion consultant that told them to wear black instead of white, because this just helps him stand out so much more. Plus the inside of his cape matches his strands of red hair, and the art in general is just wow. But yeah, no, if you really want wow art, look no further than Scotty Alter's skin. I genuinely have nothing to say about this. It's just beautiful. I don't know if it'll be a 21 cost. I didn't catch that. So far, the skins for limited units have always been doing that, and don't take my word for it because, once again, I'm not sure. But imagining this with live 2D, yeah, I think that could be considered a religious experience. All that being said, it has nothing on this. Lancet 2, my beloved. 11 out of 10, best skin in the game, new robot operators 1. Also, W skin has now had an upgrade to live 2D and consequently an increase in cost. We've gotten to the best part of the announcements though, which is just the bettering of the gameplay experience part. Annihilation skip tickets are now a thing. Finally. I don't know if they skipped the full Annihilation or just skipped to a specific point, but oh my god, I've been waiting so long for this. I think we all have. Depending on which Annihilation you particularly like to farm, it takes like 15 minutes to finish a single one, meaning over an hour to reach your weekly cap, and that's a chore. We've been asking for this for 3 years, and we've finally gotten it, which makes it sound like it took a super long time, and yeah, it did take quite a while, but in times like these, I just think about the fact that Fate Grand Order took 7 years to implement a pity system in their gacha, and I feel a little bit better. A couple other improvements are the increase of how much sanity potions give to you, now being 80 and 120 sanity instead of the previous 60 and 100, as well as new LMD and EXP farming stages, which were honestly much needed, especially for the LMD. The amount we were getting, like 7,200, I think. Yeah, on the last stage, doesn't matter, it was not enough. You had to farm that so much. Wow. Also, there's a new game mode, which I don't know too much about since I couldn't watch this part of the stream, but yay for new gameplay modes. Those are always fun. People are saying it's like Clash Royale. I've never played that, so I don't know, but others are also saying it's like Fire Emblem, which is a better point of reference for me personally. But then there are others saying, haha, Arknights is finally entering its card game era. I don't understand, but either way, I'm excited. It's always fun to see different types of gameplay. Then we get to the PVs, which, wow, I'm assuming these are teasers for future events. And this one, the one I'm playing in the background right now, I'm ridiculously hyped for it. It looks so cool. I 100% recommend you go watch it with its audio if you haven't. Or honestly, even if you have, just go watch it again. It's also one of the ones narrated in English with some sort of European accent. I don't know, I can't identify accents well. That being said, one of the merch announcements was a vinyl record for the Crimson Solitaire soundtrack, and they had an in-universe ad. It was in French, so that was so unexpected. But we love to see world building through ads. But yeah, no, this This actually looks insane. I can't wait for it. I'm living for the dark fantasy setting. I already adore the narrator as a character, even though we do know quite a bit about him, but I want to know more. And then on the complete opposite side of the spectrum from dark fantasy, we have the high-tech world of Rhine Lab. We're getting an event that revolves around it, and the PV is once again so cool. It's in the style of like an instructional, informational video, teaching us about what they do there, who some of the important people are, until things go a little off course, to say the least, and we end up seeing information we're not supposed to. Of course, we already knew about this, but you know, you get what I mean in the context of it being an informational video. Until it gets to a point where we almost access even deeper buried information, but we don't, and we don't know what was behind there. So this might be an event about the incident surrounding Ifrit, or it might be about that second redacted thing. No matter what it is, it's more Rhine Lab lore and more Saria lore, it seems, which I can't wait for. It also seems like these two and the director may be the new units for it. Too soon to tell, but it just appears that way from, I don't know, the framing of it all. And I am crossing my fingers that Saria gets this as a skin. She deserves a casual skin. There was a static teaser for a summer event. It was just like a single image. I didn't understand anything, but Lowlight was talking about it, so there's probably someone explaining it better on Twitter. But yeah, summer event confirmed, I guess. And then we moved on to some other animation. It was a little short for Lee's detective agency, like a more slice of life type thing, and it was adorable. I love this crew so much. I hope the fact that I have the other three will serve as a catalyst to bring Lee home. And there was another little chibi animation that was super cute. You can go watch both of those. They're super easy to find. And then something that was posted on the global Twitter accounts as well, because it's not like CN exclusive, a preview for the anime, which looks incredible. I'm so excited for it. It definitely looks like they'll be adapting the main story plot, which I'm really happy about, since Arknights does have a great story that people who aren't interested in playing the game for whatever reason deserve to see. I'm still being cautiously optimistic though. There's always a chance they could mess it up, but the animation looks really solid, and if the plot stays true to the source material, I'm sure it'll end up fantastic. There are 3 more new skins. No, not 4. Phantom isn't getting a 3rd skin. He's sort of just there. Someone in Hypergriff must really love this man, and I respect that so much. As for the ones getting skin, Mudrock is getting her 2nd skin, and don't get me wrong, the vibes are superb and the art is gorgeous, but I really was hoping that our 2nd Mudrock skin would be something from Bloodline of Combat or maybe even Epoch, since she's a really lore-heavy character, and I'll take anything I can get in that regard. So one of those skins would have made more sense, but you know, I'll still probably be buying this because I love her and it's really pretty. The other 2 are first-timers, with Reed getting an amazing skin, both in vibes and in art. Like, seriously, I am in love with the incredible amount of detail here. And Tequila is getting one with such a good atmosphere. His base design is already good, but while this is much less Arknights, it's the vibes, you know? Just the vibes, the whole noir undercover operation situation going on around these skins that sort of shows up in the PV is so good, and I wish it was an actual event because I would have loved to read that. The rest of the stream was mostly merch and collab announcements, which I won't really get into, but I'll skim over the figures quickly in case you're one of the lucky ones who can afford them, or in case your favorite character got one and you're able to splurge a bit for them. The most important ones: Castle 3, Lancet 2, and Rhodes Island itself are getting figures, which I never would have expected, but that's actually super cool. I mean, I adore the robots, but like the Rhodes Island figure, that's so cool. Imagine having like a little mini model of Rhodes Island for yourself. Scotty is getting a Nendoroid, which is adorable, as Nendoroids always are. There's a new batch of the Human Resource Bag figures with Blaze, Tequila, Jay, Mizuki, Cult Sit, and Saga popping up. 3 new 6 stars from the anniversary event are getting mini-Q figures. This Chen figure, I would have sworn it already came out. Maybe I'm mistaken, or maybe it has and it's just available for sale again, just like the Volume 1 art book. Which, God, the previews look so good. They break down the character designs so well, and you can actually really see the thought process behind them. Sometimes, well, a lot of the times, the designs in Arknights are very messy. They have lots of detail, but this helps see past that, and it makes things make more sense, and it just looks so cool. And then, the very last announcement was this year's collab, which will be with Capcom. It's really interesting. The actual game wasn't revealed, but there are already some theories, or more so memes, floating around. If you don't know, they're the studio behind Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter, and other things. And I cannot wait to see what this collab ends up bringing to the table. No one expected Rainbow Six, and people thought that would be really weird, but it actually ended up making lots of sense, so who knows? Arknights anniversaries continue giving us so much content, although I will admit I wish they continued what they did with the first anniversary, where we saw like the flags of previews of other characters, where we saw Thorns and Mountain and Golden Glow. That was really cool, and it made us look forward to stuff, and I wish they did that, but it's fine. This was the first stream I was actually able to catch, and even though I couldn't understand anything, Lowlight was such a charismatic host, and I can't wait to watch future announcement streams. I hope there's at least something in here that intrigues you, even if it's just the Annihilation skip tickets. And if there isn't, I mean, this obviously isn't going to be all of the content we'll get this next year, and there's still plenty of room for incredible events, units, and skins. With all that being said, thank you very much for watching. A special thank you goes out to Incognito Nuri, Reddymare, and @BlackGeek for supporting me on Patreon, which you too can do if you'd like to, or if you'd just like some art. That's all I have to say, and I'll see you another day.